Hi, this is Brennan from Waffles Community Robotics, and in this video we're going to talk about move blocks, which are found in the green panel, also known as the action panel. And there are four different blocks. There's the medium motor, large motor, and the two steering blocks. So first let's take a look at the medium motor, since it's the first one here. If I can pull it out. There we go. Alright, so up here is where you change your port. The EV3 has 4 ports, unlike the NXT, which only had 3. This is a wired input, so in case when you want to do more advanced programming, you can input something else from another block and change what port your motor is being powered from. But we're going to stick to the simple thing, and we'll start with A. Right here is your power regulation, so you have a slider. Negative power is going backwards, positive power is going forwards. You can also type in a power level, so 50. Over here is your distance. So right now it's set as rotations, so we'll, I don't know, make it 3 rotations. And right here is brake. So you have 2 options. You have brake or coast. Brake, what it does is powers, when you reach your goal of, in this case, 3 rotations, what it does is temporarily powers it backwards to stop the robot from going as far. So say you're going forwards and you get to three rotations, and then after that it does a short negative power boost to stop it quicker. Coast, on the other hand, just turns off the motors and your robot will glide till it stops and loses its momentum. Right here you can change for how long your motors go. So you have off, which turns your motor off, on, which is useful for applications like line following or other advanced techniques. And then you have your standard ones: seconds, degrees, and rotations. So degrees are a lot like rotations, just a lot more detailed. Degrees, 360 degrees in one rotation. And if you wanted to do a fraction of a rotation, that kind of gets a little bit finicky later on if you're doing, 1.678 rotations, rather than just using, I don't know, something simpler in degrees. Getting the large motor block, plopping it and connecting it there, is exactly the same as the medium motor block. Same settings, all the ports, same options here. Pretty standard. These are pretty much exactly the same, except there's one major distinction. You can't intermix these, so you can't power a medium motor with a large motor block, and you can't power a large motor with a medium motor block, otherwise it'll just not let you. So make sure you've got your ports right, otherwise it won't work. Moving on to the 2 steering blocks. Pull them both out here. We have 2 motors for the steering blocks. So this one is a lot like your NXTG software, where you drag and click and it shows you how much it's turning. And you can also obviously type in there. It's not quite as controlled, because you're kind of guessing, from here to here. It looks like the same icon. It's hard to tell how much you're turning. But it's a nice simple way for new teams to get into how much to turn. Again, power level, rotations, coast brake. So here you have to click on a specific side. So if you want to change the left, you click on the left letter and it'll pop up. You choose whatever port you want. If you want to change the right, you go here. A, B, C, D, whatever. Same thing here, on, off, seconds, degrees, rotations. So here, this is more like this is called tank moving. It's kind of more like RoboLab, or some teams decided to do a less elegant way than this, I suppose, in NXTG, but perhaps easier to control. What it does is it moves each motor independently. This does the exact same thing, except automatically. So this just kind of gives you some more control. So the left side corresponds to the left port here, and the right side port corresponds to the right port. This is power. So if you make one side drive faster than the other, then you'll turn, or you could make one go forwards and one go backwards, and that'll make you turn sharp. Aside from that, all the same things: seconds, on, off, brake. Same way for changing the ports as the other steering block. And that's pretty much it for move blocks. In the next video, we'll be talking about the rest of the action palette, or the green palette.